Welcome back to the Gavel. Now to our next report, the first plenary session of the 9th Assembly, which held on the 13th of June, as expected, was well attended by the new lawmakers. 2 new lawmakers were sworn in. One of them, the former governor of Imo State, who was sworn in as a senator after receiving his certificate of return from the electoral body following a court order. Also, in both chambers, ad hoc committees were set up in that first session.
Senators had arrived at the National Assembly before 10 a.m., eager to sign in for the day's plenary. At about 15 minutes past 10, the President of the Senate, Senator Ahmed Lawan, arrived at the Red Chamber for the first plenary of the 9th Senate. After the votes and proceedings were adopted, the clerk of the Senate swore in the former governor of Imo State, Rochas Okorocha, who missed the swearing-in of other members on the 11th of June, as he was yet to receive his certificate of return from the electoral body, following a court order.
Mr. President,
Senator Estefanus Gyang raised the point of order on a debate on the speech delivered by President Muhammadu Buhari on Democracy Day, but it suffered a setback.
the matter of urgent public importance that I am bringing before this Senate has to do with the Democracy Day speech of President Muhammadu Buhari, CFR, of 11 June 2019.
Those in favor that we take the motion as moved by Senator Gyang, say aye. Those against say nay. The nays have it.
The next point of order was from a new senator who drew the attention of the Senate to the titles Senate President and Deputy Senate President.
Whatever we do must be consistent, even the language that is used on the floor of this Senate must be consistent with the provisions of the Senate rules as well as the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. They provide for President of the Senate, not the Senate President, as it is in this other paper.
Ask the Secretary to take note, and that was the ruling on the motion on the point of order raised by Michael Bamidele Opemi.
Then a motion is moved for the Senate to go into a closed-door session to deliberate on some House issues.
That the Senate move into a closed session to address personal issues. I so move, Mr. President.
An hour later, the doors are opened, and the President of the Senate gives a rundown of the issues discussed.
Following the housekeeping issues raised, the Senate will set up an ad hoc committee to work with the management of the National Assembly for the allocation of our seats in the Senate and allocation of offices as well.
The Senate also resolved to send messages to President Muhammadu Buhari, the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, and international parliamentary bodies, informing them that a quorum of the 9th National Assembly has been formed and is ready to receive any communication. It was also the first day of plenary in the House of Representatives. Having spent the last 4 years as majority leader, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila pretends to forget that he is now the Speaker and proceeds to his former seat as majority leader.
Do solemnly affirm.
His first task was to oversee the swearing-in of a lawmaker from Sokoto State, Representative Musa Sarkin Ada.
So help me God.
Just like the Senate, the House of Representatives also passed a motion to notify the Senate and President Muhammadu Buhari that the House had formed a quorum and elected a Speaker and Deputy Speaker.
That the clerk to the National Assembly do notify the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that the House had assembled on Tuesday, 11/2019, with a quorum formed, and that Honorable Akim Olufemi Gbajabiamila, representing Surulere 1 Federal Constituency of Lagos State, was elected the Speaker, House of Representatives. And 2, that the clerk to the National Assembly do notify the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that the House had assembled on Tuesday, 11 June 2019, with a quorum formed, and that Honorable Ahmed Idris, representing Wase Federal Constituency of Plateau State, was elected the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives. And finally, Mr. Clerk, that the clerk to the National Assembly do advise the Secretary to the Government of the Federation to inform the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that the House had been properly constituted and ready to receive any messages he may wish to transmit.
A new lawmaker moved the first motion of urgent public importance of the 9th House of Representatives, but some lawmakers were opposed to it, forcing the Speaker to intervene.
I rise under Order 8, Rule 4, matters of urgent public importance, to present a motion on the urgent need to combat life and property threatening flood and erosion that has swept away houses and roads in communities like Mpa, Umimenyi, Ozitem, and Bende.
On the matter he's raising, that the text, page 32, the text of the matter shall be submitted in writing to the Speaker prior to the sitting of the House. I don't know whether he has done that.
Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. This is our colleague's first outing, and I think it's important that we work together to make our first outing a good outing. So I will crave your indulgence that we do this again. Those in support of the motion say aye. Aye. The ayes have it.
Like the Senate, the House of Representatives also went into a closed-door session to deliberate on House issues. After 2 hours, the session was thrown open, and the Speaker revealed the composition of 3 ad hoc committees. Then he adjourned plenary.
For the Select Committee in Abia was Benjamin Mzondu, and the Welfare Committee, Blessing Onu. For Abia, Honorable Nkole will be on the Select Committee, and Honorable Solomon will be on the Welfare Committee.
At the end of plenary, lawmakers in the House of Representatives revealed that some work was being done to bridge any divide that may have arisen as a result of the political tussle for the position of Speaker.
The speakership position.
Addressing journalists, the chairman of the House Ad Hoc Committee on Media, Khadijat Ibrahim, said this was one of the first issues discussed by the lawmakers in a closed-door session.
We are going to close all platforms related to the campaign towards attaining the speakership position, and we're going to form one platform in which all members will be registered on that platform and can communicate through WhatsApp on that platform. So all platforms henceforth are shut, except the one that will be opened that will hold everybody as a member. Thank you. Secondly, the traditional victory party, which normally holds after elections have been conducted for Mr. Speaker, has been cancelled due to the fact that we have a lot of work to do And in the 2 weeks within which we've been given our recess, we need to go and work. We are going to work. We're not going on holiday. New members are going to go and look for accommodation and come together and try and settle down in Abuja. And also the ones that have settled already will be involved in ad hoc committees like the Welfare Committee and the Selection Committee. And we, the Media Committee, will be available for any media questions or any communication between you and us and the public.
Now, the National Assembly has a new leadership. And going by the promises of the lawmakers to work collaboratively with the executive, what exactly are your expectations? Not just as your representatives, but as federal lawmakers, as people who will be making laws for the entire country. Well, let us know using the hashtag 9th NASS. That's 9THNASS, 9th NASS. Let's hear from you, and you can use any of our platforms on the screen. Well, this is where we will call it a day. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Lanre Lasese. Bye.